Hello, welcome to Big Red Dreams. I'm here with JoJo and Spirit as we celebrate SeaWorld Summer Spectacular for 2026. Well, we are back here at SeaWorld San Diego for Summer Spectacular 2026. It has actually been a few months since I've been to SeaWorld, so there's some new stuff has happened, some things have changed. Main things are going to be Shark Encounter, brand new. It's been closed for several months, actually maybe even better part of a year, and it is now back and improved, so we'll definitely be checking that out a little bit later. We have returned some favorite shows. Sealions Tonite is back at the Sea Lion Amphitheater. We got some new shows happening. Wildlife North American animals are happening at Mission Bay Theater. Very excited about that one. That's actually where we're going to be heading to right now. Dolphin Adventure has been slightly improved. The stadium has been opened recently, so of course we also got the return of BMX Blast. That's going to be at the Nautilus Amphitheater. That is kind of like the stunt skating and biking mixed with some pop punk lyrics and songs going on. That's always a fun show. Pirates Ahoy, Battle for Mermaid Cove is back as well for the summer. Later, not for this video, but later in a couple weeks, we'll have the summer concert series will be happening and a few much more. So we'll be announcing all of that here on the channel as we progress. We're on our way to the Mission Bay Theater to go catch a new show called Wonders of North American Wildlife here. This is during the daytime. I believe they have two or three performances per day here at the Mission Bay Theater. Very cool. They're going to be talking about, obviously, as the name implies, wildlife that we find here in North America. Kind of a nod to celebrating our 205th anniversary of the United States of America. And I love the animal shows here. So none of us know what to expect. Brand new for this year. But as I'm walking to the Mission Bay Theater, look what I see over here. I'm assuming North American alligator?
Yes, this is Chubbs. He's our 7-year-old North American alligator.
That's just 7 years old right there? Wow.
He should be bigger, but his growth was stunted.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was about to say, it should be a little bit larger at that point. You can hit him right here, a little scientific touch. Yeah, there you go. He's used to being handled, so he's a good guy. Pretty cool. I have a feeling we're probably going to see that because I've seen pictures of it. So most likely a bald eagle, some sort of owl, a North American possum, North America's only marsupial. I have a feeling it's going to be probably the fourth style of animal we see here, but I think we're probably going to end up seeing Chubbs' older, bigger brother is what I'm thinking. But anyways, let's go inside the Mission Bay Theater and let's go grab a seat.
Now turkey vultures. The first thing that they do when they wake up is they spread those big, beautiful wings and sunbathe. Now once they're nice and warm, they take flight. Once they're up in the air, they'll do big, lazy circles. And they might look lazy, but they're actually working. They're smelling for the grossest, most disgusting, stinky, rotten things that they can find. When he finds something that's been dead and gross for a while, he thinks lunchtime.
Some of you guys might recognize his kind from Christmas movies because he is the reindeer. Now here's the thing, reindeer are actually a domestic version of the caribou. And caribou live in our entire Arctic and subarctic circle, including here in North America. And I'll tell you what, oh, he's gonna pee. Yeah, it looks like reindeer. Now, Elsa, here's your favorite part of the job. This part is Murphy likes to watch as she cleans it up. Now, Murphy here. He's giving you his good side. I've quickly lost control of this show. These guys have the largest antlers compared to body size out of all other deer species. Those antlers of theirs are actually shed every single year. Those big antlers will fall off their head. As they grow back in, they're covered in the skin and fur coating that you're looking at right now. Once it reaches that full size, they rub all that off in kind of a bloody mess. And that's when you're left with the beautiful bald antlers that we're used to seeing. Check this guy out. Now this is Spike. No. he is the North American alligator. Now the first question that people always seem to ask you about Spike is, JoJo, why doesn't he bite you? And you guys know what the answer to that question is? Well, Spike here, he only bites Dodger fans. He's very smart. This guy is perfectly set up for life in our southern swamps. Everything from his nose being positioned on top of his snout, he can stick just the tip of his nose out of the water, and he can breathe. It works like a snorkel. Then he's got these awesome spikes. Those spikes running down his back, those are what's known as an osteoderm. That means it's part bone, part skin. That is his protection from other alligators. But then he's got that big, long, muscular tail. This tail of his is the most well-muscled part of his body. He can pump that tail along and swim faster than a bottlenose dolphin can. Now, bald eagles are incredible animals though. She has eyesight that is 6 times better than yours and mine. She has close to 700 pounds per square inch of crushing power in those talons. An amazingly strong set of feet. And if she catches a fish that's too heavy for her to fly with, she'll swim it back to shore. She's a perfect fisher and scavenger, and I am truly honored to be able to share her with you guys.
That was a fun show. That was really cool. Seeing Whizzer, he's one of my favorites. Seeing Chubbs and Spirit. I've never been that close up to a bald eagle before. That wasn't just had like a chain barricade or fencing in front of it. Like I've been to the Raptor Center up in Alaska, and obviously I've seen bald eagles at different zoos when they kind of get a little bit close up, but never that close. So it was really cool to see Spirit in all her glory and beauty. And of course, we got the full experience of a show where every single animal seemed to want to do as nature calls, for lack of a better word. So anyways, definitely a fun show happening throughout the whole summer here, during the daytime though. So again, they usually have about 3 performances each day, and definitely worth seeing for sure. Something worth mentioning here, we were passing by, they got rid of the little rope climby thingy, you know, the balancing one you got. Now it's a game where you have soccer balls here, and you have to knock down the 3 bucket pails right there. Let's see what this guy does. Let's see how he does. Oh, I see, okay. Looks like you get a couple balls out of this. This is interesting. Let's see, how much is it? 2 games for 10, 5 games for 20. You get 1 game is 2 kicks. So 1 game is 2. You must buckets must fall off the table to win. Oh wow, you see, not bad. Right next to the island market of the Coca-Cola zone, they have a bar that's up. Refresh Reef Cafe. Looks like they got cocktails and mocktails. I like the decoration here. Jellyfish and some coral reef. But looks like they got some different flavored punches, Sunny Sparkle soda, cocktails here. They got a rum drink, a gin drink, a margarita as well. I heard some music happen over here at the Wild Arctic stage. They got the DJ dance party going on, but it's pretty cool. They got some characters. They got Opie Otter and Penny Penguin out here. You can actually go up to them, dance with them, and even take a photo with them. There's also a very similar dance party that's happening at the Rescue Junior stage, which is at the Rescue Junior play area. They also got some food bites over here in the area. They've been keeping these up lately for a lot of food festivals and everything. We got pretzel bites. We're gonna have some classic pretzel bites, garlic parmesan pretzel bites, or some cinnamon sugar pretzel bites. That sounds pretty good. And next door they have a churro bar. Let's see what they have here. A churro sundae vanilla ice cream and churro $15.99 fruity pebble churro. That sounds good. Strawberries and cream version. A turtle churro. Ooh. Or you can actually build your own. That gives you choose 3 toppings. Always love stopping at Wild Arctic. Love this is one of my favorite, pretty much, of all the exhibits, animal areas, because of the immersion effect that happened. This is like SeaWorld back in its glory days. And of course, the animals are just amazing with the beluga whales here. And if you weren't made aware already, the sea otters did make their residency here at the Wild Arctic, right next to the beluga whales in the old polar bear enclosure. They haven't lived at the old sea otter enclosure, which is closer near the dolphin areas, in quite a while. It's been about maybe a year or so, give or take, but they are now officially here and reside. Also, as we are talking about summertime here at SeaWorld San Diego, I also recommend going into Wild Arctic for a nice cool down, especially when you're walking through the ice tunnel area over here. This whole area, because of the water being refrigerated for the animals that are in these enclosures, this whole area is so much cooler. And of course, you're indoors. So it's a really good tip to cool down during the hotter hours of the summertime. Wanted to stop at Atlantis and see the new water show. Well, quote unquote water show. They got these fountains here and you can hear the music in the background. This wasn't on when I went on opening day when it reopened. So pretty cool little added elements here. Here's a little pro tip for you if you want. If you're trying to cool down during the summer, during the hot days, and you don't want to wait in line for Atlantis, do like these kids are doing here. Wait for the boat to launch down the hill, and you're gonna see a good splashdown right over here, and these kids are gonna get soaked. There you go. Not necessarily new. It's been open for about a better part of a year, maybe a year exactly. But Jewels of the Sea, the jellyfish exhibit, is a wonderful spot to be checking out here for the summertime. Not only is it just beautiful because of the exhibit, but it's actually inside cool and air conditioned. Really nice spot, but we got some time to kill because we're going to be checking out the BMX Blast. It's going to be happening at the Nautilus Amphitheater, and we got some time to kill before it opens, so I figured let's do a quick little walkthrough. A whole lot of different jellies in here. Got some moon jellies. The majority of the jellies in here are moon, that's for sure. We have some upside down jellies. So because they look like they spend their whole life upside down, but they're not. Because then if you go, go underneath here, and you see what they look like. A view into the propagation center. This is essentially the nursery of some jellyfish. You can see some moon jellies here being raised, and then once they are good enough to be put on display, they will. But they have them in all the various stages of life in the back over here. A chart talking about the different levels of their venom intensity, from mild venoms, such as like blubberfish, upside down jellies, all the way to some of the more severe ones, like the box jellies, which could actually potentially kill a human. A lot of the smaller jellyfishes, we don't actually really feel them too much because their stinging cells, nematocysts, don't actually puncture our skin too far. It's usually once they get to like the moderate to high venom level, then at that point we can actually feel them. But some of these ones, smaller guys, you can touch them and not really be bothered. Normally there would be some jellies in this horseshoe-shaped little aquarium, but they're off display at the moment. Ooh, that's pretty right there. Some fun facts along the wall here. Jellyfish can't swim. That is true. They undulate through the water. They do not swim. They do not have a brain. That is true. Amongst other people that I know.
Let's tour.
And the best part about it is the Medusa Gallery. When you walk in, 360-degree immersive experience, the digital screens. This is what I feel is going to be very similar when we walk through the shark encounter. They took a note from this about adding all the digital screens and having actual animals or a video of them swimming above you and around you. You can see the walls here. And of course there are aquariums that do have some jellies inside them as well too, but it's just beautiful just to sit here in the middle and just look around and see all the various jellies and the beautiful art. The Pacific sea nettles over here in this larger aquarium, very, very beautiful. So you just stick around here for a couple minutes and you're going to see different art around the wall. Now it's kind of like a zoological almanac, science charts about all the different types of jellies around the world. Even shows like how they, the currents around the world and how they free float. The life cycle of jellies. Decided for a quick little beverage here. I got the, it's like some sort of blueberry or Arctic Rescue blue seltzer. Over here at SeaWorld High Tide Brews, if you're not familiar, it's right next to, literally, right next to the jellyfish over there, or you know, the aquariums anyways. But we are here because starting this weekend, they brought back the $1 beer. So these are just little 7-ounce beers, but for $1 you can get one of the beers that they have on tap. Most of the beers are going to be the Mike Hess brewery beers that they have, like the seltzer here. They got the hazy IPA and another lager. But what they have on tap, you can get 1 cup of these for $1 per pass holder per day. So that's it, just a one-time, and then that's it. But hey, $1 for a little 7-ounce little seltzer, little sipper. That was pretty good. Again, only here at High Tides Brews. I know there's another happy hour that happens at the Underwater Cantina. We'll check that out a little bit later. We'll see if we get a drink or not. But hey, again, $1 can't beat it. Prost. Beverage in hand, we're going to go now to the Nautilus Amphitheater to go check out BMX Blast. Brought to you by Body Armor. They have 3 show times, 3:30, 5:30, and 7:15. We're going to catch the 5:30 show. right now, about half hour before showtime. And like I said, this is like a skate, bicycle, stunt, BMX style show, if the name didn't already get you. They got the ramps as we are walking by right now. They got the ramps. There'll be a band singing live punk rock, pop music that I love. Think Avril Lavigne, and it's pretty cool. So if anything, just come here for the songs. This is actually really cool. You can actually meet the cast of the show right after the show. They got the singers and the musicians over there, and of course, if you want to catch the actual athletes themselves, they're out and about doing their photos and stuff. That's pretty cool. I like that. That was a good show. Like I said, I'm not a big BMX guy. I did obviously, I'm a millennial, born in the late 80s, grew up with that whole scene. So at the very least, I just love sitting there and listening to some live music of Blink and Green Day. Brings back lots of high school memories for me. But now we're walking this way towards Dolphin Stadium. We're gonna go check out Dolphin Adventure. This is a show. So first of all, the Dolphin Stadium has been closed for several months, just reopened recently. And there is a new show that I've heard is here. Now, from what I understand, it's kind of new. New is a very vague term. Yes, it's newish in that there's new songs and new things, but the main thing is that they refreshed the pool area of the Dolphin Stadium. And while they did that, they kind of changed up some of the music of the show. So we're gonna go check it out real quick here. And then after Dolphin Stadium, we do still have to catch Sealions Tonite, returning favorite. Love that show. That is a more comedic performance. We're gonna have Biff. We're gonna have the Sealions doing their antics and everything. And during the daytime, they still have their facts, flippers, and fins, the more educational, yet still funny show at Sealions Stadium. But Sealions Tonite is strictly just fun, pure fun and jokes. And you definitely have to get there at least about 15-20 minutes ahead of time to catch Biff or Biffy, whoever, doing their antics ahead of time pre-show. So we're gonna do Dolphin Stadium, then Sealions Tonite, and at some point in time we're gonna try to see if we can walk by and do the shark encounter. Every time we walk by, we have seen the lines be relatively lengthy. One, it's a thing that just opened up this weekend. Two, it's a Memorial Day weekend, so it's definitely, everything's been on the lengthy side. With the new show, pretty much it's a lot of the same. As you can see, the stadium itself, just a few repairs, a few fresh coats of paint on things and on the stages and everything. I can see definitely a lot of the work was done in the actual pool itself. That was the area in which that was really where the cleaning was done. But yeah, the show itself, a little bit of new music, but nothing too crazy. But we'll still sit here and watch it. overall show here, we're not doing too bad with regards to lines. Shark encounter is actually pretty nice right now. So I figured let's go check out, because all day we've been seeing nothing but weights. But I have a feeling now that it's a little bit post in the night, people decided to go home. So I think let's go check it out real quick. Entrance for the most part looks relatively untouched. Some updated rock and gravel. Oh, but I do see some new signs up front here. And again, the theming on this one is supposed to be less scary on the sharks, but more about the friendliness of sharks, as well as how they're misunderstood and, you know, why they're important for us. So like, how many shark species are there? I believe there's over 400 shark species, if I'm not mistaken. Well, yeah, we walk in here, definitely got more of that beachy vibe, more of a California beach, because if you remember, it used to be kind of like the Fiji Islands, like the Pacific Oceania area. And we got a beach sign over here, Sunset Beach, Fossil Canyon, Reef's Edge. Definitely I hear some like steel drums and some cool coastal tunes happening. Welcome to Shark Tooth Beach. We have the first little pool here with some sharks. I see a white tip reef shark right over there. This is the, so this is actually the new area right now. So they have a special interactive or a special, not a behind the scenes tour per se, but for 15 minutes, an additional charge, I believe is $49, you get to be with an Aquarius and you get to actually learn a little bit more about the sharks and even throw in some food to feed them. And you can see how that platform is more open inside to the, above the water. I like the addition of some signs that they have here. Master shark's tail with its prey, okay. So we have different types of animals and sharks here. Oh yeah, definitely. So believe it or not, this is actually a predator to sharks. This is one of the only few animals in the world that can kill great white sharks. Wow, okay. So mako sharks can hunt fast fish like marlins, because they're the fastest fish in the world. Whale sharks can gulp down tiny amounts of tiny sea life like krill. They're filter feeders. Duster sharks hid and stun schools of anchovy. They use his big long tail to essentially put the fish in a bait circle, and then they use the tail to kind of whip them and disorient them. And when they do, they come in and eat the fish. And you have cookie cutter sharks, which is sneak up and attack even top predators, such as whales, such as the killer whale. You'll see why in a second, why he gets the name cookie cutter shark. And then nurse sharks are bottom-dwelling sharks that have a specialized jaw that eat crustaceans and mollusks, such as the lobster. Sharks come in all different shapes and sizes. We got smallest of sharks, pocket sharks, cookie cutter, bamboo sharks, all the way some larger ones. You got things like great white sharks, the basking sharks, the whale shark, which, hey, I got it on my shirt right here. And so much different shapes and colors. Anatomy of a shark. Oh yeah, look, I was right. Over 405 plus types of sharks out there. There we go, we got some beach rock sounds going on here. Of course, we have someone in education telling us some cool facts about sharks. I like how they did repaint the little ceiling area. They fixed up some of the cracks of the stucco I saw. That's pretty cool. Kept the palm trees. So I really like this special little interactive here, talking about the different types of bites of a shark. So we have the megamouth shark, which even though he has the name megamouth shark, I wouldn't be too worried about seeing this out in the wild, because they eat small little shrimps and krillies and things of that nature. But look how large this bite is. Like, I'm literally, I'm sitting in the width of the bite of the radius of that shark. But again, I wouldn't be too concerned about it. I'd be scared because it's a big old shark, but not that it would want me to eat. Like the saw shark has the special saw, it kind of like uses a back and forth motion to impale onto the fish, which is why you see the spikes all around it. So here's the cookie cutter shark. So take a look at this round bite. It gets the name cookie cutter because just like a cookie cutter, if you ever made cookies during Christmas or something like that, it's like you take a little chunk out of the cookie dough in a circle, same effect. It literally attaches onto a larger animal like a whale or another bigger shark and actually starts eating or taking a little piece of that particular animal out by its modified jaw. hence why it's called the cookie cutter shark. Tiger sharks are definitely one of the more aggressive of sharks out there. These are technically man-eaters. They won't eat you in one whole bite, but they have been known to actually attack humans. And this is the bite of a tiger shark, and you can see how width-wise I can pretty much fit my entire hip. So, you know, if I get one bite of a tiger shark, it would take off essentially a good section of my leg off. The largest of the fish, the whale shark, that's his bite radius right over there. But remember, whale sharks are filter feeders, so I've actually been near these guys before, and they are protected. But these guys are so beautiful. Again, just awe and inspiring of how large their size is, but nothing to fear with those guys. So, oh, here we go. We got the sand tiger shark right over there. Oh, a big grouper right over there. Look at that big boy. He's been here for years. I see a couple of black tip reef sharks over there. I see some yellowtail fish. I see some nurse sharks over there. I think they tend to be bottom dwelling, as you can see right over there. The reef sharks are the ones that tend to be floating around, as their name implies, right above the reefs, looking for small fish. And then there's the underwater viewing tunnel. We'll go through that a little bit later. They even have some of these signs here that show you what you're actually looking at. And some unfortunate facts that are very true. 70 million sharks are killed every year for their soup. It's terrible. And the worst part about it is that they're used just for their fins. There is a quote-unquote delicacy usually found in Asian countries, shark fin soup, okay? They take the fins literally of the shark, and it's gelatinous. It's nasty, it's got fibrous tissue, but people claim it has healing properties and medicinal and an aphrodisiac and all that nature. They literally, it's the worst thing in the world when they hunt them or when they fish them. They literally chop off the fins and throw the bodies back into the water. And the sharks can live in the water. They don't die immediately. They essentially drown in the water. The animals, because they can't move around, they can't filter water through their gills like they're supposed to. It's a terrible death, and there is no healing properties, there's no medicinal whatsoever for shark fin. It's an old wives' tale situation, so really educate. It's really about trying to educate these countries and people who still eat shark fin soup. Now, obviously, you're going to say, well, people eat meat, people eat this. Yes, I understand, but there's a difference of sharks being hunted the way they are and the numbers at which they're being hunted, which is absolutely atrocious, is not sustainable for the ocean. Oh, we got a little snack shack. This is cool. So what we got here? What's on the menu? We got an appetizers of squid and octopus. Slippery yet satisfying. I would agree with that. Crab cakes. Who doesn't love good crab cakes? Shell delights. Yes. Seabirds. We have I don't want penguin. Penguins are cute. I wouldn't eat a penguin. Fish, krill, and plankton, of course, sold only by the ton. Well, I don't know if I can eat a ton of plankton though. Entree, sea turtles, sea snakes, rays, and sharks. Marine mammals, sperm, warm-blooded. No, I like mine well done. I don't want it rare. And your choice, shark meal served as vulnerable, sick, dying, or dead. Oh, that's interesting. But humans are not on the menu though. For the foodies out there who love a good food challenge, can you conquer Krillzilla? Only 96 pounds of krill, strained, filtered, and otherwise in just a whopping 96 pounds of krill, a meal fit for the largest of sharks. I think you get a free t-shirt if you can eat it all in one serving. Uh-oh. Watch your cabezas. There's falling coconuts. I saw a blue tang. I see some angels and some damselfishes. Oh, there's a bonnethead, hammerhead right there. There's some sort of shark underneath. Looks like a nurse shark down there, a smaller one. Could be a horn shark. I can't really tell from this angle. Oh, here we go. We're talking about the 3 different types of way that sharks give birth. We have oviporous, which means sharks lay eggs on the ocean floor, such as zebras and bamboo sharks, so obviously they develop the eggs and release them just like a bird would, right? We have oviviviporous, which means that sharks have eggs that hatch inside the mother, and then the ones that survive go out. That's going to be like great whites and sand tigers. And then viviparous, which are the ones that give birth live, no eggs. They incubate or they actually gestate inside the mother and then get released like live birth, like us humans, mammals. Hammerheads and lemon sharks would do that. Some examples of eggs that were developed by horn and swell sharks, you commonly referred to as mermaid purses. they release the eggs, and they usually attach them in some way to like kelp and seagrass, and then the eggs incubate, and then the pups eventually will release themselves out of the egg casings. They do have the little nursery here. Sometimes they put like the small little, like the bamboo sharks or some of the smaller sharks. I think I saw one just swimming about there a little bit earlier. There are some small fishes in here. I see some wrasse. Are those cardinal fishes right there in the middle?
Yeah.
I think there's cardinal fishes. Oh yeah, look at that. We got some clowns over there. And maybe there's some eggs right there because they usually are near their eggs. Oh, so this is where they moved it to. The old megalodon jaw that they had. It's a replica, of course, but this is a megalodon jaw. You can see how huge this is. A whole human could fit inside here, standing up tall. They moved it over here. This is really cool. Here's a timeline. So the megalodon lived about 70 to 3 million years ago. Of course, it is the great ancestor of the modern day great white shark of today. Here's actually a good timeline. 450 million years ago, the first mass extinction. 85% of marine species disappeared. The age of fishes start 400 million years ago. The first shark-like fish appears. 50 million years before even dinosaurs appeared. Look at that. Sharks were here prior to even the dinosaurs. It's so sad. Look at this. Like, they've lived through 5 major mass extinctions. Sharks have. But yet their numbers are dwindling faster because of humans' errors. It's so tragic. If you want to imagine how big a megalodon actually was, so from his jaw right over here, there is a sign back at the snack shack. The caudal sign you see right over there, right above my fingertip, that would be about the size of a megalodon. I'm going to go over here on the angle to give you kind of a angled view of what we're talking about here. So, past the palm tree would be the caudal sign right over there, all the way across, right there. That would be a megalodon. Crazy. We go down into the caves as they had it. But we're going to, oh, here we go. We're talking about the different types of teeth that sharks would have. We have sharks that have teeth that are angle and serrated for sawing purposes. We got sharks that have teeth that are like spears for piercing. And then for crushing, they have a flattened one, so that offers more pressure power to break up the shells of certain crustaceans and mollusks. And we all know that sharks have pretty much almost an endless supply of teeth. They usually have about, on average, except for the modified ones that have like a large jaw like that, usually have upwards of about 7 rows of teeth at any one point in time. And essentially once they lose them, they're like a conveyor belt where they go one row, replace it with the next row, replace it with the next row, replace the next row. They just continuously always have teeth. So in the cave, they're going to be talking about, they always had like the shark teeth inside them, but now we're going to have some like more unique teeth. And I feel we're going to be going back into time. Ooh, like a fossil of a, what is this, a Stethionthus? A Stethiocanthus, which lived about 370 million years ago. And you can see the image right there. Look at that. It's got like a really pronounced whatever the heck on top of its head. So this would be kind of like a fossil representation of it. That's pretty cool. We have a Orthocanthus 323 million years ago. And there is its impression of like what the fossil would look like. Oh wow, look at that. And obviously you have to remember, fish do not have bones. So usually the fossils that we see here is when the fish got caught in like mud or swept up, there would be an impression, a little like a layer in between the sediment, and it would harden and calcify, and we left with this impression of a fossil. Ooh, a Helicoprion 290 million years ago. You're gonna see its really interesting modified jaw, like a chainsaw essentially. And there it is, the modified jaw that would be used to hunt and crush different mollusks, like a nautilus, which ironically enough looks like that shell. Oh, we still have the megalodon teeth up there on the wall, but right below us we have a Pithecanthus, 155 million years ago. Now we're starting to look like the sharks that we know about today. This is like great whites and megalodons. But look at that. And Edestus, 220 million years ago, again with a very unique modified tooth and jaw system. About to go into an underwater viewing area. We have a couple portholes here. You are the shark. So sharks actually do have very good hearing, not in the sense that we know about, but they can actually hear a struggling fish from miles away, up to 5 miles away. They listen to the low frequency sounds that are made from great distances. Smell, we know that sharks actually have a really acute sense of smell. They can target a mile away. Pretty much they can smell the blood from a mile away and then go up and swim after it. And vision and vibration. They actually have very good keen eyesight, even on dark waters. And they use what is called ampullae of Lorenzini to help them essentially, it's kind of like an echolocation way, but all around the snout of a shark, you're gonna see these little dots. And that's ampullae of Lorenzini. They essentially can feel vibrations and motion in the water. Like, okay guys, seriously, this is why we can't have anything good. The park hasn't, this thing hasn't even been open for a few days. And look at this, we already got people peeling the paint vinyl, whatever it is, off of this. Hopefully, I don't think this was anything special, but it's like, come on guys. Be nice, be respectful of this place. And taste. So I want to stop because I want to mention about how sharks essentially make a final decision based on taste. This is why humans actually die, the ones that do get shark attacks, because they usually bleed out. So most of the shark attacks that occur, it's actually essentially a taste test. So when a surfer's up in the water, they look like a scrumptious sea lion. They're wearing black, they're floating, they got flippers, and they got motion. The shark's gonna be like, hey, there's a giant sea lion up there, I'm gonna take a bite and check it out. So they take a bite. What ends up happening to us, unfortunately, is that they bite into an artery, they bite into a vein, they take off an arm, they take off a leg, whatever the case may be, and then they bleed out, unfortunately, by the time emergency services get to them, or maybe a little bit afterwards. That's why sharks don't really eat or predate on humans. They predate on sea lions, and so we just happen to look like their prey at the unfortunate time. So that's why surfers and swimmers, I feel for you, but I used to surf too, and I always took that chance of being like, hey, I'm in their world. They come and get me, they come and get me. I don't want to come get it, but if they do, then so be it. Walking to the tunnel now. Look at how beautiful this is. We got beautiful shark paintings on the side. We got some swell sharks, horn sharks, hammerheads. We even have this screen up top, so it looks like don't know what type of shark that is. Could be a great white, who knows. Swimming above us. We got a little TV screen at the front showing various, like we got the whale shark and showing other sharks in the wild. Oh, whoa, that's a big boy. It got dark all of a sudden, that's why. Ooh, a goblin shark, one of my favorites of all sharks. And yes, they actually do look like that, hence why they're called the goblin shark. Bioluminescent, ooh, a squid. There's a Humboldt squid, which is a prey of some hammerheads coming up here. There you go, so that's pretty cool. So when they're coming down this way, that's the type of shark that's represented here on the TV screen. A wobbegong, one of my favorite sharks here, and they even have one here in SeaWorld. And you can always see the wobbegong because of its completely recognizable frilled snout that makes it look like it's reef or coral. And you can see there's the picture of it right there. You see his little whiskers, his mustache going on? Love those guys. Oh, we're in the open ocean with a great white shark. Let's see here. Yep, here comes a great white. The modern day version again of the megalodon that we saw earlier with the jaw. Either one of them I don't want to see out in the wild unless I'm inside of a cage. I have a map of various sharks from around the world and where they're possibly located. But as you can see, they are located all around the world. Even some of the colder regions like the Greenland shark. And here we go into the underwater viewing tunnel. It is not working at the moment, the treadmill, but we still get a view of the various sharks here. There is a white tip reef shark. Got the grouper right over there. Black tip reef shark right over there. And we have some of the nurse sharks are right over there. They tend to spend their time mostly on the bottom floor. A white tip reef shark taking a rest. Got the zebra shark right over there. Beautiful. It's very unfortunate this thing is not working. And look at this, we exit into the other side of the viewing area. This is where the megalodon jaw used to be. But look, they added a couple of screens over here and another screen above us. Some seating area over here. And then the glass wall viewing area right over here. I like the signs that they add here so you see what you're looking at. The black tip reef sharks. They're even talking about their vulnerable status, if they are in their diet, and even where they're located around the world roughly. We've been sitting here for a couple minutes just checking out the entire video, but it pretty much loops about every 6 or 7 minutes. And you can see that they're displaying some stuff here, the top screens, and then they display different types of sharks on both of those screens over there. Yeah, they definitely took some nod to how the jellyfish exhibit is with the screens and making it feel like you're kind of underwater. It's less artsy, more like fact-based and everything, which is good because it's trying to educate people as best they can about sharks. Well, that was not too bad. That was good to see. The shark encounter was always my favorite of all the aquariums here, which unfortunately aquariums at SeaWorld are starting to become a little bit of a commodity, a rarity, right? But it's good to see the shark encounter improved. I do like the coastally sun vibe, a little more of a positive beachy vibe, because I know they wanted to stray away from the sharks are scary to be sharks are friends situation, which is the truth. Take a quick moment while we're here in front of Dolphin Amphitheater, talk about a couple of shows that are going to be happening in a couple weeks for the summer season. There's going to be a new show at Dolphins called Dolphins Touch the Sky. This is going to be a nighttime only show. You're going to have the daytime normal Dolphin Adventure show, but this is going to be the nighttime version since obviously SeaWorld is open late during the summertime. There is also Shamu Celebration in obviously Shamu Stadium. Light up the night, Orca Stadium, vibrant lighting, music, choreography. Again, it's going to be a nighttime show that occurs after the normal Orca Shamu shows that they have there. So those are starting June 12th. Don't have much more information on those outside of that, but obviously when you're here, we'll definitely come visit, check out that show and put it here on the channel. We didn't get a chance to check it out today, but of course there is, for Summer Spectacular, there is a return of Pirates Ahoy, and we're here at the waterfront so you can at least see. I wanted to show you the pirate boat that's in front of the stage here. And anyways, Pirates Ahoy is back here. The Fight for Mermaid Cove. So it's a cool stunt water spectacular show that happens over here. There's pirates, there's mermaids, there's swashbuckling action going on over there. It's actually a pretty cool show. And they usually do about 2 or 3 times per day. Very popular, and definitely it's right here at the Bayside Amphitheater. And just so of note here, on Saturdays, there is one less performance of the Pirates Ahoy one because you have to get ready for the concert series that happens on Saturdays, because if you can see behind the pirate boat, there is the actual stage itself right there. And that's where the actual stage is for the concert series that happens. So on Saturdays when there is a concert, there will be less performances. Or walking here in front of the Bayside Amphitheater. For summer, we do have the return of the concert series. It started a little bit earlier this time in springtime, but the summer is where it really heats up. The vast majority of the artists this year are returning from previous years, whether it was last year or the year prior to that, with a couple new additions. But no, not new addition to band, that's a different thing. But of course the concerts are going to be happening on certain Saturdays throughout the summer season, and they are included with your park admission, but do keep in mind it is a first come first served situation when it comes to the concert series. Meaning the concert starts at 6 o'clock, but usually for people, depending on the artist, you're going to see people starting to line up here about 3 to 4 hours ahead of time, especially with recent concerts, how it's been. They, of course, do offer reserve seating that you can purchase. That is going to be starting at $39.99, but most of the artists I saw are in the $99 range, actually. $39, $49, $59, $69, $79, $89, $99, you do the math. So now you're getting the price of an actual concert ticket for reserve seating, but again, if you have someone who's coming here and you really need to see them and you don't want to risk missing out, it might be worth it because previous concerts have technically sold out or been at capacity with the amphitheater, so reserve seating may be a good option for you. But starting on June 6th, the Yin Yang Twins return and kick things off here. The week after, June 13th, we have Genuine. June 20th, Bow Wow and then Franchise Boys as well. June 27th, Pop 2000 Tour starring Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC fame. We have the boys from O-Town are going to be Ryan Cabrera as well as going to be here. E40 will be here on July 11th, so we're skipping July 4th weekend. There'll probably be the normal pageantry and affair that would happen for July 4th here at SeaWorld during that time. July 18th, Ashanti returns. Hopefully she won't be late this time. July 25th, Soldier Boy and Paul Wall. August 1st, Jordan Sparks. August 8th, Too Short and Warren G. And then we're gonna be skipping into the later part of the summer. That's gonna be the Bands, Brews, and Barbecues concert series. That's an extension of the summer series. We go from hip hop and kind of pop and R&B to a little bit more rock and a little bit of country here. We got Saliva on August 15th, Uncle Cracker on August 22nd, and Skillet on August 29th. And that'll wrap up the concert series here at the Bayside Amphitheater. Again, these are completely free for you with admission. Whether you have a single day ticket, a fun card, or a pass, you can come in here. But again, first come, first serve seating. And last you get reserved seating, again, starting at $39.99 for these concerts, going all the way up to $99.99. We are on our way now to the Sealions Stadium for the return, well, they call it new, but it's the return of an old favorite, Sealions Tonite. So this goes along the lines of the original funny style shows of the Sea Lion fame. You got Biff, you got Clyde and Seymour doing their antics. So this is wonderful. They're doing it 2 times a night for the most part, and it's just a return of an old favorite. Keep in mind that this is only during the summer celebration as of now. Maybe they'll bring it back a little bit later. And definitely get there at least 15 minutes minimum. Usually about 20-25 is better. Because Biff will do their antics ahead of the showtime, usually about 15 minutes prior to showtime, and Biff is honestly half the show. You miss him, you miss a good section of it. So we just got a little tidbit sneak peek here. One of the trainers came up here and talked to us for a quick second, and they told us that apparently the Biff scenario for tonight was in jeopardy. No, not the show. But anyways, we got told that they had to improvise, and there's going to be a Biff in the show. There's a surprise, so leave it at that. So we'll see. Should be fun.
Wait! Stop the music. We have a problem. You guys, I need you. Come out here. Hey, yeah. We have a problem. A big problem. Biff is not here. All right, you guys, hold on. I know who to call. Let me call him. It's ringing. There it is.
Hello, SeaWorld San Diego Park President Tyler Carter. Google me. I'm here. What do you need? What's going on?
All right, listen, I have a problem here. There's no Biff. He's not here.
What do you mean there's no Biff? You know what? No Biff, no problem. They all want a show tonight. You're really good. I trust you. You know what? You got this. If you need anything, just let me know. And for everyone else, have a whale of a day. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Orca Encounter. You're going to encounter amazing orcas at this Orca Encounter. And I just cannot wait to tell you everything about these orcas.
Hi everyone, hi, it's me down here. Don't worry about the screens. Welcome to Orca Encounter. That is a killer whale!
Oceans need to talk. Oceans need Jordan. What are you going to do, Jordan?
Alright, don't worry, screen. We are here to protect and conserve these amazing animals. In fact, let's take this moment to learn more about their beautiful vocalizations. Majestic, thank you for coming. Now, I have some fish here. I'm going to divide them out all even Steven. I don't want anybody touching the fish until they are divided out. Got that? Alright, let me begin. Alright, I'm going to give one over here to Seymour, and then I'm going to give one to Clyde. And then I'm going to give two to Seymour, and then... Hold on a minute, okay, did I give you a fish? My bad. You know what? Let me try one more time. I'm bad at counting. Remember, don't touch them. Alright, that means I'm going to give one to Seymour, and then one to Clyde. Aha! You stole that fish, yes you did. I saw you, they saw you, so did Seymour. Okay. Do you guys have any idea what happens to sea lions that get caught stealing fish? expect it. Let me take a look. You're ticklish. What about right here? This hand? No hands? That is just too much. Don't worry, I know CPR. I'll save you, Sarah. Oh, ew. Clyde, on second thought, I need your help. You do it. We saved your life, darling.
Tyler, I think this is a one and done. Yeah. I think it's a one and done. Two and done. One thing that was really nice that we talked to Tyler after the show, and we were asking him where's the best spot to see the drone show, and he actually said that you should go to the front of the park into the areas kind of where the tide pools and the store is at. He said that's a really good view. You get the lights, you get the drones, you get the music. So we're gonna go over there, and as we see we're walking, there's Orca Stadium right behind us, and we're gonna get a good view. And he showed me pictures from his phone, and he said it was pretty good. So we're gonna go with his humble opinion and check it out. The drones are at 8:45 every night, about 15 minutes prior to park closing, and then afterwards they'll have the laser reef show, which is the kiss goodnight here at the front of the park. Guess mentioning for here at the Underwater Cantina, they do have a happy hour on Fridays and Sundays starting at 4 o'clock till park closing. Every week you can enjoy a $6 feature drink and a pour for $4 12-ounce draft beer at the Underwater Cantina only. We're back up here for this undersea or the deep sea disco. Want to see it better with some lights and how it looks. And yeah, it definitely looks a little bit better for sure. So there is the actual sky tower. There is the touch pools right over here, as you can see the tops of them. And from what I understand, the drone show is going to be right in this region over here. Hopefully, the surrounding lights will at least get down or dimmered. And we should be able to hear things because I hear the music box with the speakers over there. And there's the SeaWorld store to kind of give you a perspective of where things are at.
Just beyond the shore, where the waves sparkle, the ocean is waiting to tell its story. Beneath the surface, something small and curious slips through the blue, as though the sea has chosen a tiny guide to lead us deeper. Drifting down through the silver shimmer of the sun, into a secret world hidden beneath the waves. Even the most magical worlds can begin to lose their light. The seas still move in the quiet of the fading blue. A dolphin keeps moving through the stillness, and nearby, a diver stops. Not to pass by, not to look away, but to truly see. In that moment, the ocean is no longer a world beneath us, but beside us, living, breathing, and waiting for care. And from one small choice, hope begins to rise.
right after the drone show, you got the laser reef light show that's happening, the laser show, and it's right here. So pretty much no bad spot. You can hear there's some Beach Boys being played in the background, so I'm gonna keep talking so I don't get copyright strike. But yeah, just a little kiss goodnight to end the night here at SeaWorld during the Summer Spectacular. And as the drone show happens here behind us, we're gonna call an end to the night here for the Summer Spectacular here at SeaWorld San Diego for 2026. Had a great time. Hope you did as well too, following along on this journey here. If you did, do me a big favor, give it a big thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, you haven't done so already, and third, hit the notification bell. Also, take it one step further, follow me on social media at Big Red Journeys on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram for even more content, including visits here to SeaWorld San Diego, other theme parks around Southern California, and so much more. So from me to you, thank you, and then I will see you on the next journey. Bye-bye now.